All right. Let me check and see if everything's going good. That auction was tonight. Let me see. I got some emails and stuff. The chat is up and running. Let's see. Hold on. I got to answer a message. Yeah. Hold on while I check some messages and stuff. I'm just going to wait for everyone to get here anyway. Yeah, so hold on a second. Let's see. So hopefully everyone that bid in the auction is going to be on the live stream, right? So we can talk and stuff. It was very close. Man, I was scrambling to see who won on some of these. I had to keep refreshing over and over again. One of the comments or one of the items kept showing there was more replies than I could see. You know, it said like 10 replies, but I could only see like 9 or something like that. So I had to keep refreshing. It took 15 minutes for me to be able to see the last comment. And it was late, but still, I got to make sure I've checked everything. Okay, so let me see if we have audio. It looks like everyone is okay. Usually if there's no sound, people tell me right away. So let me just check. And I'm going to check anyway. Let me see. Where am I? Yep, I do have audio. Okay, so let's go back and get into this properly. Let's see. All right. And get my glasses. All right, so what do we got going on tonight? Someone remind me what I usually do on Mondays. I think I usually just do whatever I want on Mondays. All right, Mike Mason is number 1 tonight. Alan Cole, number 2. Andrew Humphrey is here. Dockenstein is here. Let's see. Mr. Jim is here. Evening. B-Bus says, how's it going? Graylin Landry says, hello. Red Lemur is a big winner tonight. Jeremy is here. Hey, AM Outdoors, good evening. Mike Mason got the door prize. Yep. Alan Cole, Red Lemur cleaned house tonight. Yes. Lance McElwain, what up, Crafty? Just same old Mondays. Stoneface, up, everybody. Marty's here. Marty YB, hello. Charles Rooker is here. That spinning point was held out the car window, no fletching. Oh, I see. I think I remember that video. Yeah. I think I remember that video. I don't know if he said how fast he was going. I don't think Atlatls go that fast. Atlatl darts. I don't think Atlatl darts go as fast as he was going down the highway. We shall see. I need to watch that video again. Let's see. Red Lemur says you are 5x5. What does that mean? Feathered Frontiersman. Hey, Pat. Technical difficulties on my phone, but I'm here. Second attempt. Awesome. Charles Rooker says on time. Nap on, dude. Mike Mason. I don't know what this fletchless spinning arrow talk is. Yeah. Somebody did an experiment on a Atlatl dart point that has a twist in it, like a Pandale point type thing. I need to watch that video again because it's been shown that the Pandale points, the real ones, don't have an effect on the spin. Now, if you make the point bigger and put more of a twist in the point, we'll see how it goes. And if you go faster than the ladle darts go, if you're in a car, you can go faster than a ladle dart goes. That might affect the spin. We'll see. Daryl Hines says hello. Let's see. Alan Cole gave someone a gift membership. Rico Z4Y gets free membership. Awesome. Jesse is here. Jesse Yaki Napper. Hey, Mr. Jim says nice. Red Lemur. 5x5 means your audio is perfect. Okay, cool. I guess that's trucker lingo or something. I don't know. I just never heard of it. Okay, so I think I work on whatever I feel like working on Mondays. Yeah, I think so. So what am I going to work on? I don't know what I feel like working on. Yeah. What do I feel like working on? I got a bunch of stuff here that I need to put away somewhere because I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Should I work on some obsidian? I don't know. So, yeah, I got a question. Someone asked me, a friend of mine asked me, am I going to work on an Eden point? I got to work on one of these eventually. This is a plastic cast from Lithic Casting Lab. Yeah, Lithic Casting Lab. And I need to work on this, but just to set up the preform to make one of these takes me forever. I think this is made from Knife River Flint, the original one. This is a plastic cast of an Eden point that I'm going to try to duplicate one of these days. The only problem I have is spacing the flakes so that they will actually work every time. Right? I mean, I can space the flakes out, but they'll be kind of random because sometimes a flake doesn't go. So I had to move over a little bit and flake it. But these flakes are perfectly set up every time. And you can see in between here, it's not resharpened. They did the preform that way with little bitty flakes. And then they flaked it. So what they did was they just kind of dulled the edge with the flaker and then went back, and you can see how, see these two right here, for example? Let's see. I'm gonna pick a couple of these. See these two right there? For example, see that little space in between? The flake underneath is right there. Right where that ridge is. But they do the opposite. And then they do the same, the opposite on that side. You know what I'm saying? They look at the ridge here, but then they pop the flake off underneath that ridge. The only way to do that is if both sides are perfectly knapped with little bitty flakes, so it's all smooth. So there's hardly any ridges. It has to be all smooth with little bitty flakes. And then you can pop these bigger flakes wherever you want. And these don't have to follow ridges on this side. See how that goes? And then it produces a serpentine edge. And this is let's see. Yeah, this is a plastic cast. Yeah, they maintain the zigzag. But the weird thing is they have to develop a almost perfect preform, and then they're going to mess it up with these other flakes because the perfect preform is nice and sharp. But they run this extra pass. It scoops out the edge, which is useful, but they leave the in-betweeners dull. So it is sharp here and there and there and there, but this is not that sharp. Of course, they try to press off a flake. When they press off that flake on the other side, it does sharpen it somewhat. Tell that it doesn't remove that whole edge just a little bit, so that there might be some dull spots to either side of each flake removal. So it's like sharp, dull, sharp, dull, sharp, dull, sharp, dull, sharp, dull, all the way down. It looks more like a ceremonial or a gift item than an actual functional item. Okay? It does have that ding on the top, but that's not an impact fracture. That's a side ding. That's what they call a burin. But I'm going to try to duplicate these anyway. I tried, but I do the regular, not the regular, I do the little bitty flakes, not these collaterals. Okay, so that's in the future. Someone asked me, have I done one yet? I said, no, but I still got the cast. That's the one I'm going to try to duplicate. So I saw some comments on it. Let's see what we got for comments. It might be heat-treated knife river flint, yeah. Let's see. Mr. Jim says, my pressure flakes fan out too much where they terminate to get results like that. Yeah. TJ and Soul is here. Hello, Stone Freaks and Patrick. Yep, we're Stone Freaks. Heat treat. Yeah. Explore Florida is here. Continuous delta edge. Maintaining the zigzag. Yes, yes. Let's see. OG. I have a hard time believing someone they copied got those flakes at symmetrical back in time. I have a hard time believing someone they copied got those flakes that symmetrical back in time. I don't know. They were pretty good. The Cody Complex people, they were very good at symmetry. They were like obsessed with symmetry. Imagine what that cord from and how. Yeah, it's probably, someone said heat-treated knife river flint. It's probably heat-treated. Yeah, right there. I think Sal has the recipe. Yeah. Chris Cox is here. Good evening. OGS RCs is here. He's the one that commented on that one. Your laughter is here. Let's see. Lance McElwain says, I pushed the Pandale point through a piece of styrofoam and it twisted as it went through. Yeah. Yep. A real Pandale point or a Pandale point that was made by somebody else with an intentional twist? Rico got the membership. Okay, so Jesse says, my old Kung Fu grip with antler, where I did a lot of inward pressure flaking, scooping flakes like that. So Lance says one Pandale that he made. Okay. I need to eat into Metsa Scott's Bluff I won in the auction. Oh, I see. Lance, you need to punch the Pandale through a carcass, a deer carcass, and when it punches through the hide, you need to see if it twists. The hide is very thin. It's not like a thick piece of foam. The hide is very thin, and the internal organs are kind of soft. So when you push the Pandale through a real hide, check to see if it actually spins. Okay. What is going on with this? I need to do something tonight. I really don't feel like napping obsidian, but I got a ton I got to catch up on. I don't want to do it. No. So I was looking at some other stuff so I didn't have to do it. I could do a slab of something. Oh gosh, I wiped out what that was called. Cobden. Are these Cobden? I mean, that's Cobden. I don't know if this is Cobden. Yeah, let's do the Cobden. I haven't done Cobden in a while or whatever. I think this is Hornstone or Sonora, this stuff. I'm gonna break into the Cobden and see what that looks like. Headhunter 7049 with the big zigzag flaking. Let's see, hold on a second. Something happened here. Okay. Let's see. Headhunter with the big zigzag flake with the, let's see, wood. I can't read this from the phone. Come on. Where are it? Where is it? Okay. Would the big zag flaking be so that there is a line of platforms to pressure flake for resharpening? Probably not. I don't think they were resharpened. They're too narrow for resharpening. Yeah. They don't resharpen the sides. They might resharpen the tip if the tip breaks off. They might just put a new tip on it, but they don't resharpen the sides on the Edens. It's too narrow for resharpening. Let's see. Stoneface, there's that thing about double tapping the screen. Yeah, you can double tap it and it shows a little thumbs up. On a vertical format, you can do that. Let's see, Explore Florida. I made a point out of tile. You may have never seen it before. Oh, okay. Let's see. Chris Lithic says he's lurking. Okay, let me break into this Cobden. I'm curious what this is. This was a gift, by the way, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a gift. Oh, that's sweet. It looks almost like Georgetown. But I bet you it's sweeter. Sweeter than Georgetown. And I don't know if it's heat treat. It doesn't say. So what do? I do that to get rid of some of the edge. Yeah, that's what I do. No, I zigzag it. So in the meantime, while I'm zigzagging, I can talk about stuff that's not related to Flintknapping. Drive people crazy. Yeah. It took me 18 minutes to get started today. That drives people insane. Yeah, the people that like to watch live streams. It drives them insane if I take that long to get started. And then I get a lot more viewers if I stop talking. Yeah. But it does wonders for my channel exposure to have live streams. And then YouTube is now changing some of its formatting as far as the payouts for creators. They're changing the payout type stuff. I got notices. I thought I was getting spammed by somebody, but no, YouTube sent out notices. You need to re-verify yourself. I need to re-verify myself? Yeah, you need to re-verify yourself for the new policies. You need to say yes. They don't give you a choice. They say, you need to say yes if you want money. Okay, fine. I want money, so I say yes. Now, what are they going to do? I don't know. They just make it a little bit harder for you to get monetized. It is a little bit harder. You need more watch hours. You can't just get monetized by your shorts views. You need to do some long format videos. Luckily, I have a whole library of long format videos. Am I down in the words? Yeah, I got a lot of long format videos. I got dozens and hundreds, maybe even thousands. It's all set there. Yeah, they're making it more difficult to make money off of shorts. I think that's what they're doing. It's already not very good money on short videos. So what is this? I think this is, I don't know, can Cobden be heat treated? I think it can be. It's not like a hornstone, or is it? I don't know about these things. I know mostly about Texas stuff. I'm starting to get to know more about the New York and Northeast type of materials. Because I'm here. I'm up in Vermont. So I need to get up to speed on the local. We do have local materials up here in New England, but you got to go to New York or Pennsylvania, which is not that far. I mean, heck, I've traveled farther than that just being in Texas. Just going from one side of Texas to the other is a longer drive than me going to New York, for example. Yeah. I probably passed lots of rocks on my way over to the Knapping over in Letchworth. I think I'm going to go to that Knapping at the end of this month, or whenever it is. Maybe it's a second to last weekend, I'm not sure. But I'll be in Letchworth for one day. I don't think I'll be there both days. We'll see. If I have a lot of stuff already made for the auction, I might stay both days. And I won't be able to do live streams if or when I go. People get these withdrawal symptoms if I don't do live streams. Yeah, they get withdrawals from not having a live stream to go to. I can understand it. If you're used to it every day, you can get withdrawal symptoms, hangovers. Let's see. Some buffering going on. What percentage does YouTube make from super chats? Super chats, I think they take 30%. I think YouTube takes 30% of the super chat. It depends on how much it is, right? I think they take less when it's a big amount. But I don't know what the cutoff is. I wish I had like a printout of all that stuff, but I don't. I gotta look for it. I'm pretty sure it's in the terms of service, right? It's just buried somewhere. I didn't find it. I get that information from videos made about it. So if you do a search for YouTube payouts, what percentage do they get? They have videos on that stuff. So that's where I get my information. Of course, when they sent out that notice that they're going to change their watch hour type of requirements for shorts and stuff, or monetization, I saw it in the terms of service that I think YouTube takes 30%. It's less on other platforms. Like you can donate on other platforms and they take only 20%, I think, on most of the other ones. But I also get revenue from YouTube Premium. YouTube shares YouTube Premium revenue, as far as I know. I gotta look that up too. If you're what do they call a partner? If you're a partner creator, which I am, they share the YouTube Premium type revenue. Anyways, I make much more with my auctions than I do from the YouTubes. Yeah, the AdSense does not pay very much. It's steady, but it's not very much. The only people making a lot of money on YouTube are the ones with 100,000 views per video or more, and they have partnerships, paid partnerships, and they stop their video in the middle of everything, and they have to advertise for something. You know, you've seen those. In order for me to make a lot of money on YouTube, I would have to stop what I'm doing to say, okay, and now we are sponsored by Ben Gay or something like that. Remember those? Yeah. Who is that? That was a sports cream or something like that. Back in the day. It was for sore muscles. Yeah. You didn't know. You didn't know what we grew up with. I'm old enough to remember that. We grew up with all kinds of weird stuff going on. Let's see here. For carpal tunnel, yeah. Yeah, Tim Hooper says, this stone is way too easy for me. It is. It's way too good for us. Yeah. I shouldn't be messing with it. No. It's not supposed to be cooperative. Did you see that nice thinning flake? Except it terminated with a step fracture, which that's a mistake when it terminates with a step fracture. It weakens it right there. So I had to get rid of that. And I end up scooping too much. Dagwood says, hi, what kind of stone is that? This is Cobden. Cobden. You missed it. It was written on there. See, when you come in late, you miss it. The only reason why I know that is because it was written on it. I usually don't pay attention to what it is. You caught me on a good day. Yeah. I usually say, it don't matter what it's called as long as it naps. Besides, if you get some of this stuff, it might not be like this. It might be terrible or it might be better. Yeah. And the next guy says, mine was terrible. And another guy says, mine was all kind of okay, but it had a big old crystal pocket in it. And some other guy says, yeah, I could only get small pieces because mine was all cracked up. It was all like freeze cracked and stuff. Everyone has different experiences with stuff like this. So that's why I don't care what it's called. It doesn't really matter because it can be different from one person to the next. Yeah, but what's it called? I want to know. See, people they don't want to hear any of that. They just want to know what it's called. Yeah. It's like they can't live without knowing. You just got to know it. I just got to know. Bro, come on. What's the problem? I mean, you've been talking this whole time. You can talk and you don't even tell us. You're holding out, man. Okay, I'm holding out. I hold out on purpose, yeah, because I'm trying to prove a point. Well, maybe not prove it, but I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to tell you that it doesn't matter. People get all concerned about what it's called, and they get all, I gotta know. It's giving me anxiety. Yeah, don't give yourself anxiety. You're giving it to yourself because it's not necessary. Well, how do I buy it, man? How do I buy it if I don't know what it's called? Just go to a Knapping and stop buying it sight unseen on the internet. Buy it when you can see it. Okay, and then you can ask the seller because he should know because that's his business. He or she should know what it's called. That's their business. And then you can ask your questions there at the Knapping when you see this stuff. Don't buy it sight unseen on the internet because you know what happens? Sometimes you get ripped off. And it happens to all of us because we're so fascinated by certain types of stone that we'll just take a chance. And guess what? Yeah, oh well. There goes $200 or 300 or sometimes 1,000. If you end up buying several batches, you might say, well, that was just not a good batch. Yeah, let's try it again because, cut them some slack. That's not it happens to everybody. Yeah, okay, let's buy another. All of a sudden, wait a second, this is the same as the last time. It was actually even worse. And there it goes. That's how you lose the money. And then some guy comes up and asks me, hey, you know that time you recommended the Cobden because it was so awesome and cool on a live stream? I got some Cobden and it was all messed up. That's what happens when people see me sometimes. I said, who'd you buy it from? I don't know. It's just somebody. Nobody that you recommended. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Maybe it wasn't even Cobden. Maybe it just looked that way. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Seller might not know what he's got. He might have something that looks like Cobden, but it's not actually it. It just looks like it because they're judging the rock by its cover. Yeah, just like you. Yeah. I'm taking shortcuts with this. If you see me make mistakes because I take a shortcut, you are not wrong. Yeah, now it looks like I got it from a spall. Alan Cole says, much pain and suffering. Yes, yes. Friends and family is no fee with PayPal. Oh, yes, that's true. Let's see. Let's see. Tendonitis. Yes, yes. Stoneface says, I have to do stretch exercises, pulling the fingers back and forth and hold for 10 seconds to relieve the numbness. Oh, dang. Jesse says, 30% is not fair. 10% would be fair. I'm just going to start sending you PayPal instead. But they charge too, huh? There's also friends and family on PayPal. Oh, you said that already. But they charge like 2%. PayPal's like 2%. If they do charge you, if PayPal does charge you, it's either 2.1% or 1.2%. I can't remember. It's not very much. Yeah, they charge a little processing fee on PayPal. They used to charge more when I would send out, or when I was able to send out invoices. They don't do that no more. I can't send out invoices, so I just send out requests. They let you do that. And it's not that much of a fee. So it's pretty good. I really don't have complaints on PayPal. They've been pretty good. Yeah, I haven't had any major problems. But yeah, if you want to send stuff, you can find me on PayPal with my email, jackcrafty2@gmail.com. If you just want to send something directly. And I think they have, like you said, the friends and family on PayPal. That doesn't cost money to send. If you send it as a gift. So yeah, friends and family. I have some guys from the auction use that. They'll send me the payment via friends and family. Yeah. Darn it. I messed that up. So what am I going to make out of this Cobden? Oh, Cobden. I don't know. I'm just supposed to do whatever I feel like doing. I don't feel like doing much. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to compare this to the other one. Let me see here. Let's see. Cattery says, Sam says hi. Hey, hey, Sam. Folks. Sam Folks. Hello, hello. Andrew Humphrey says, I've been ripped off by Texas Primo on eBay. Yes, everybody has. Sometimes they actually sell stuff that you can heat treat, and it's not too bad. But, you know, most of that Primo is opposite of Primo. Friends and family is not free with PayPal, says Alan Cole. Oh, dang. Not anymore, or was it ever? I don't know. Dang it. Let's see. Cater, you are a new name on the channel. Yeah. Your Laughter says, honestly, I do trust most rock sellers online. Just go to rock shows and shops or buy from vetted sellers. Yeah. I have a list of sellers that I use. I always say just go to Danny Collins, but there's other guys that sell rocks. I have a couple buddies in Texas selling rocks. But I buy my stuff mainly at Knappings. I'll order stuff online from guys that I see at Knappings first. If I see them at a Knapping, and I'll ask them, you got an online store? Yeah, I got a Facebook page and that kind of thing. All right, well, I can order some from there too, in case you got stuff that's not here. They usually say, yeah, I don't bring all my slabs, so if you want some slabs, I got a bunch online. I say, okay, I'm gonna get more into slabs. That's what I said last year, and I have gotten more into slabs. I'm actually knapping a slab right now. I cut myself earlier and I just touched it. I nicked myself twice today earlier doing some knapping, and I just touched it again. Anyways, I gotta learn to hold this flaker so it's not gonna be so, so my finger doesn't extend past the plastic. I have a bad habit of extending my finger past the plastic. Yeah. Yep. I gotta turn the fan on. Yep. Take a chance on it interfering with the sound. Turning on low and make sure it just catches me barely so it's not blowing into the microphone. Let's see. Mike Mason, you take shortcuts and make mistakes. I'm pretty sure I make mistakes and take shortcuts. Let's see. Hold on. What's going on here? Backyard Farmer says, holy cow, I just ordered some rock from Texas Primo, shipping all the way to Japan. Oh, dang. Yep. Get ready. Get ready for some pain and suffering. Yep. Get ready. You'll need to heat treat that stuff, so do a YouTube search for heat treat. I got a couple videos on it. I even got a video on heat treating the Primo stuff. Although I think I call it Rolo or something like that. Rolo. I go by the guy's name, not the item name, but the guy's name. Romolo or something like that. I don't know. I got a video on it, on how it went. But yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. If you got nothing over there in Japan, then a little bit of Primo that's not Primo, better than nothing. Thanks, I'm all set up for heat treating. Oh, then good. That'll help a lot. Yep. Backyard Farmer, Japan. You speak Japanese? Obviously, probably, right? To live over there, gotta speak Japanese. We got a couple of guys that I think they're from Japan, watching my videos every once in a while. I'll see some Japanese writing in the comment section. Typing in Japanese. Let's see. Yeah, don't worry about cutting my fingers. It'd be automatic. Second nature, yeah. Let me see. So Alan Cole says there is no fee using the friends and family. Okay. I don't know why I didn't read that correctly. Yeah, it's going super duper good, huh? Not really. Even with excellent stuff. This reminds me a lot of heat treated Georgetown. Except it's a little bit better. This stuff is pretty good. Yeah. So let's stop napping it. If it's too good, we gotta stop. Yeah, it's too good. Let's do the other one. And this is Sonora or something else. I don't think this is Cobden. Or Fort Payne. I don't think this is Fort Payne. It might be. Who knows? I'm just gonna nap it. It doesn't matter. I'm starting to get influenced by people who want to know what it's called. I gotta reject the impulse. Yeah. I don't want to get impulsive. I don't want to get all bent out of shape every day because I don't know what stuff is called. What is that mystery machine? The mystery magic machine. It's a sharpener. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry too much. Yeah, it's the revealer of fresh metal. It reveals fresh metal. That's what it does. It removes the rock dust from the copper. Yeah. They sell them at Harbor Freight. The rock dust removers. Yeah, they sell them at Harbor Freight. They also sell the diamond files at Harbor Freight. It's one of my favorite places. I don't want to leave. When I go in there, I don't want to leave. Nope. Can I stay in here? Yeah, you can stay. Really? Oh yeah, we're here for a long time. You get here early, so you can stay all day. Look at that. Now that is a not snapping halfish type material. It's not snapping halfish when it does that. So that's good. It's good, Jeremy. You sent me some good stuff. This is napping similar to the Cobden. It's too good for us. Yeah. I have not been doing slabs too much because I've been doing other stuff. during the week, right? Goofing around, doing some instructional videos. I gotta stop goofing around with those instructional videos because they're too useful. Yeah. I got a reputation to protect. Can't be too useful. I gotta start getting more people that hate me in the comments. Yeah. Anybody need to be put in timeout? Does anybody want to volunteer to be put in timeout? I miss putting people in timeout. Chris Cox is a big fan of Harbor Freight. Oh, yes. I even have them delivered to my house. I can't resist. I can't even sit and wait. It takes me 20 minutes to drive to Harbor Freight from where I live. Maybe 25 minutes. I can't sit that long. I gotta get it. I gotta order it now. Even though it takes days, a couple days to get to me. It's the ordering part that, you gotta own it. I gotta own it now. Yep. I can't wait 20 minutes to own it. I gotta own it now. So what if it gets here a couple days from now? At least I own it. Yeah. Really? Oh no, but sometimes I don't know. It's not too far from the reality. Yeah, it gives me a peace of mind that it's on the way, that I already own it. Yeah, when I need something, might not need it right away, but it feels a lot better when it's already on the way. I don't have to drive over there. I live out in the forest in Vermont. Yeah. It is now like 90% forested in Vermont, where it used to be like 90% not forested. 100 years ago, it was all like dairy farms and stuff. Now we got 100-foot trees everywhere. Yeah. It's beautiful. Nice. Fantastic. Wonderful. Except when I gotta drive all the way to Harbor Freight. Yeah. At least they got one. But it's over in New Hampshire. It's not on the Vermont side. I gotta cross the border into the foreign lands over there in New Hampshire. Yep. Mr. Jim says I have family in East Andover. My condolences. Do they raise bees also? Because there's a bunch of bees up here. Almost everybody raises bees up here. And if they don't raise bees, they're complaining that they need to raise bees. They're like, man, I wish I had some bees. Yeah, they need the bees and the maple syrup. They can't be only doing maple syrup. No way. There's a trio of things that people do up here. There's maple syrup, there's bees, and there's jams and jellies. Oh yes, jams and jellies. Yep. And the only people that are happy are the ones that do all three. If they're not doing all three, they're all like moping around. Man, I need to start making some more jellies. I need some more bees. My hive got all messed up. Got mold. That's what happens up here. I got mold in my yard. My maples, some of my maples got mold. The little ones. And some of the low-hanging branches. They're getting attacked by fungi. Or something. I got sugar maples in my backyard. I got 2 big ones and a bunch of little ones. I could be tapping those for maple syrup. But I'm not going to because I don't eat sugars no more. No. Not supposed to anyway. But Halloween's coming around. I already saw the Halloween decorations over at the drugstore today. I went in there. I saw the Halloween candy. Had to buy me my Reese's. Oh gosh. Yeah, when candy goes on sale, gotta buy some Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah. My weakness. Are you a diabetic? Yeah, I had pre-diabetes. I had symptoms of a pre-diabetic. Yep. And my ex-wife got it worse than I did. She is now a type 2 diabetic. But she doesn't watch the sugar like I do. I don't eat sugar no more, and I got rid of my symptoms. She still will cheat on the diet. When I'm behaving, I'm on a strict carnivore diet. I've been trying to incorporate some sourdough bread, and I do eat sourdough bread now. And it's not bothering me too much, but I do have some stubborn fat that won't go away, and I have a feeling it's because I eat too many carbs. Yeah. Anyways, I don't eat nearly as much sugar or carbs as I used to. I used to be Mr. Cakes, Cookies, and Candies. Oh, yeah. Because I was under the impression that the government knew how to recommend your food. Yeah, the food pyramid was awesome. Yeah, like a dummy. Used to follow the food pyramid. What could go wrong with that? Yeah, the thing is, it was upside down. Yeah. That was what's wrong with it. Well, that and there's too much processed foods. They don't give you good choices for carbohydrates. They're all bad choices. Anyways, yeah, I used to be Mr. Cookies, Cakes, and Candies in the morning with a coffee and lots of creamer. Cream and sugar. Sweetened creamer and then add sugar too. Oh, yes. Can't just have creamer with sugar. You got to add sugar and the creamer sugar. Yeah, it just doesn't taste the same. That's what I thought anyway. Now I drink the coffee mostly black, but very dilute also, because my stomach can't handle the acid or whatever is in the coffee. I get the acid reflux if I drink too much coffee. I gotta drink the dark roast. JJ says Haribo makes children happy and adults too. What is that? Haribo or Haribo? Yeah. Food pyramid was designed for Big Pharma. Yeah, it's for someone else's profits, not ours. Exactly. Exactly. So I don't go by no food pyramids no more. There's no food pyramids in my house. No. Anyways. But my kids, they go, yeah, but Dad, the Takis. You're not supposed to be eating those because it's too many carbs. But it's Takis. Yes, I know. We used to give them to you all the time. I remember. Well, we grew up on it, Dad. I know, but it's not good. I'm sorry I did that. I gave you the Takis. I bought you tons of them in boxes of them from Sam's. We used to buy them by the box. You know, you find like 24 packets of Takis in the big box from Sam's. I used to do that to my kids because I was Mr. Cookies, Cakes, and Candies. And as long as it wasn't, you know, full of sugar, what could go wrong? Yeah. I don't know. Can't trust nobody these days. Anyways. So they know all about what they're supposed to eat now. They're trying to be good. Yeah. But once you get into the habit, it's just so hard to break the habit. I mean, I can't be a hypocrite. I mean, I'll have the Reese's peanut butter cups once a week or so. Anyways, these both are too good for us. Yeah, they're napping like nice. English toffee is your weakness? I'm a sucker for chocolate-covered toffee. Oh, dang. Alan? Ed Gould says, I had some teeth removed today. Sure does hurt this evening. Oh, dang. Ed. That's the worst. Yeah, if you turn a food pyramid upside down, it's healthier. Yeah, much healthier. That's what I did. I turned it upside down and I got rid of my pre-diabetic symptoms. I was having early onset dementia, just like my parents. Both my parents had dementia before they died, before they passed. Severe dementia. But they didn't change their diets. I told them about it. And they're like, yeah. Yeah, okay. Sure. Respect your elders when your elders are eating candy bars, okay? But they didn't eat candy bars. They were just... My dad was Mr. Apple Juice. Yeah. Apple juice and crackers. And my mom was... Miss Tortillas and Pan Dulce. Yeah. So they both killed themselves with carbs. Or their brains. They killed their brains with carbs. Not supposed to. Not supposed to. So what am I doing? I'm trying to do this fast. And I'm getting all these crackly edges. Haribo is a German popular sweets company, but it's everywhere on Earth, I think. I've never heard of Haribo. Or I didn't pay attention. I probably didn't pay attention. I went to the drugstore today. I bought some batteries and some other stuff. Oh, yeah, Sharpies. Now I got Sharpies at work. And then I said, oh, man, that Halloween candy's on sale. Anyways, I need to go see if there's Haribo over at the drugstore. See if it's one of the choices that we got for candies. I suppose that's a brand name. Yeah. Let's see, right? Fidel says, hey, Patrick, sup, mods? Fidel Barrella is here. Who else? Elijah says, did you ever end up growing that Aztec tobacco? I planted it, but it didn't grow. Yeah. I ordered that silly stuff, and I got it in the mail pretty quick. I planted it, and it didn't grow. Just like dumbos. What am I trying to say? Just like dumb old seeds. I don't have much success growing stuff from seed. Dumb old seeds. I need to get another batch. But my sister-in-law says, oh, you need some grow lights. If you want to grow stuff from seeds, you need to set up a little place in your house and put the grow lights in the water and get the nice potting soil and blah, blah. She's very good at planting. I said, really? I need all that stuff? He goes, oh, yeah. My stepsister, oh, yeah, you need all that stuff. So, well, I don't have any of that. Oh, don't worry. So she comes over one day and she hands me this rack with this grow light. And she says, here you go. This will start you off. Just make sure you set it up in a real nice place next to the window and blah, blah. I said, really? Yeah, they still need natural sunlight, but, just in case there's like overcasts and blah, blah, blah. Dang. Thank you. I got some free grow lights. Matt, awesome. I can start them inside. Now I just got to pay attention more and try to grow the tobacco inside at first and then replant it. But I have a feeling that the mold outside of my yard is going to take them over. The mold killed all the mulleins in my yard this year. I had 4 or 5 mullein plants, big old stalks and everything right away. They were doing beautiful for the first month and a half. And then mold starts to get on them. It kills it from a couple of them from the bottom up. It just kind of, it just consumes them from the bottom up. And the whole plant, all of them, I had 5 or 6, they all got killed. And I cut them all down like 3 or 4 days ago because they were just dead. They had the flower pods and everything on top. They were starting to pop flowers like little popcorns. And then the mold got up there too and ate them all up. Yeah. Mr. Jim says a heating pad under the tray is helpful to get the seeds to sprout. Now that I didn't know. That's cool. Backyard Farmer Japan, spray with baking soda and water as soon as you see that mold. Dang, I need to record some of these notes. And now you are home growers. Yeah. Elijah says the seeds are very small and require sunlight to germinate, I think. They're easy to start inside and then transplant after the last frost. I was able to grow some direct sown in May, but most died. Yeah. I planted the tobacco in 2 spots, one in my front yard, a little patch in my front yard, and one in the backyard. Then neither one started up. Neither one. They just died or something. Or they didn't germinate. Yeah, they didn't germinate. Hey, JV gave me 1999 super chat? No way. Let me see. Yeah, that's true. 9.99 super chat. Thank you. Brady Rock Fund. Awesome. Yeah, I'm saving up for Brady. I'm going to Brady, Texas. JJ says, okay, I thought the climate where you were was actually good for growing tobacco. You're in California, right? No, I'm not in California. I'm in Vermont. How did you understand that I'm in California? Or are you talking to me? Maybe not talking to me. Things grow great here at first, and then the mold just eats them all up. I think Harbo is famous for gummy-type candy, says Ken Winton. That might be true. Maybe that's why I don't know what it is, because I never buy gummies. Sour gummies? Let's see. Alan says, after your plants are started inside, make sure you keep them in complete shade for a week before you plant them in the direct sun. Oh, dang. From which country or state? I'm in Vermont, United States. Yeah, I'm in northeastern United States in Vermont. They call it New England. Part of New England. There's like 5 states in New England, something like that. Ed says he's going to see us all later. Yep. See you later, Ed. Take care. Don't be uh too upset about your teeth, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully your tooth problems will not be severe. Baking soda and water as soon as you see mold. Okay, I'll try that. I got other plants that get moldy. Whatever that was that Pat announced. Nice. I don't know. Tommy Anderson is here. He has not had processed sugar for decades. No sodas or candy. Stevia grows like weeds in the garden. Natural local honey is great. Oh, dang. If I have any kind of sugar, I feel bad. Did I feel bad after the Reese's peanut butter cups? Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. But it's like that. It's like bittersweet, right? Yeah, I feel terrible, but that's so good. Let's see what else we got here. Anything else? No questions? I'm looking for questions and stuff. Hey, Tommy Anderson gave me $2 super chat. I missed that. Thank you, thank you. JJ says you need cinnamon and crom, maybe bourbon or bitter melon is good for you for your insulin resistance. Yeah, I got that cinnamon stuff. I do take that cinnamon stuff as a supplement. It's not the cinnamon that you buy over the counter. It's a special type of cinnamon. I mean, I buy the supplements over the counter, but it's a different kind of cinnamon. And I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell if it works or not, but it's not hurting me. Red-eyed Patriots here. International shipping would be hard to find, but I'm sure someone does it. I do international shipping. If you order from me, if you bid in the auction and you live in another country, I will ship to you no matter where you are. And it's like $10 for shipping on a small package, like a 1 pound or less, and $20 if it's a larger package. I'm thinking of just setting a $20 flat fee because now they've changed the amounts. It's getting really expensive. The international shipping has almost doubled in the past 3 years. But I'll still honor the whatever it says in the description of the auction. I haven't made any changes yet, so $10 for a small package and $20 for a large international. And I've shipped everywhere. Even places that don't like me to ship, like Spain is one of those places that for some reason doesn't like me to ship to that place. Let's see. Yeah, they charge a lot of duties. Too many duties. What else? Fidel says hit the like button. Oh, yeah. There are different sugars, yeah, but they all do the same thing. They all cause insulin to, go nuts. Natural apple vinegar is good for your blood sugar. Yeah, but there's something in the vinegar I think I'm allergic to. I've tried the vinegar stuff and it messes with my digestion. I have food allergies. Let's see. Powdery mildew is killing the butternut squash. I think it's getting everything. My neighbor has some squash. I don't think it's butternut though. So I haven't seen it on the squash that he grows. All right. Okay. So Ceylon. Yeah. Ceylon cinnamon extract. Yes, that's what I take that stuff. Yep. At least once a day. And I hope it's working. It doesn't hurt me at all. I don't feel any bad side effects. But I do feel bad side effects if I start taking vinegar. It messes with me somehow. I don't know exactly how. I don't have the money to be testing all that. Well, I have the money. I just don't want to spend money on doctor stuff all the time. I don't want to be like my dad. Anytime there was a little bit of a pain or whatever, I need a doctor. No, I'm not going to be that way. When I was taking care of him, he wanted that doctor on speed dial. Just get the doctor on the phone. Dad, it doesn't work that way. Just get him on the phone. It doesn't work that way. I got to call. We were on hospice. He was on hospice. I got to call the hospice office and tell them what's going on. And if you need a doctor, we need to make an appointment. Can't just get the doctor on the phone. I want to talk to the doctor. Dad, I'm not going to be that way. So hopefully everything's going to be good. I'm taking my supplements. I've reduced my sugar quite a bit. Almost to zero. Now I just got to stop stressing out. Stop stressing out over this Flintknapping stuff. Yeah. Get rid of that cortisol. Take up basket weaving or something like that. So I don't get the weirdos saying that I need to do this right. Not doing it right. Because you're using copper and metals and you're not dressed in buckskins. Yeah. You need to take up basket weaving. Like a normal, sane old person. Right? When I was little, old people did basket weaving. Yeah, and they were happy. I want to be happy. I don't want to be all pain and suffering all the time with this stuff. Pain and suffering, Flintknapping, and people saying I'm not doing it right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 69 people watching. What kind of a live stream is this? He's not even talking about what he's up to. What is he doing? He's talking about stuff that's not even related to this. And I just lost 4 people. See? That's what they said. Now, if I start looking at other live streams, if I scroll down, like, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to see if there's some weird stuff going on in the other live streams. Okay, that stream has ended. Uh-oh, what's this one? Oh, that's not bad. That's a band. What else we got? Oh, we got some reporter. What is that? Picking out something from a blob. What is this? I've seen this once before. Someone tell me what this is. Because it's got 2,000 people watching. This would not give me as much stress as Flintknapping, and I can have 2,000 people watching. And 5,000 likes. And what is it? Look at all these hearts. I don't even know what this is. All right. Hey, I love these weirdos. No, I don't. I don't. Street people. Now, this is probably kind of cool because it doesn't have very many views. If it does not have very many views or people watching, it's probably pretty cool. Right? He's working in a factory that's extruding some kind of plastic. So it's probably pretty cool. All right. This has only got 35 people watching, and this is what I would watch. Yeah, see, the less people watching the live streams, the more cool it is. This guy's just filming a parrot. 260 people watching. And it's not doing anything. They're just sitting there. Look at that. 322 people I should subscribe. World of Budgie. That's probably not the whole name, but oh well. Oh, I've seen this a bunch of times on my feed. Peeling eggs. 616 people watching a peeling of the egg with a little toothpick type flosser. Man, it took me 15 years to get to where I am doing this. And someone's peeling eggs and they get more views than I do. It took them, like, what, 3 days to learn this? Oh, it's the alligator cutting lady. She cuts alligators. Watch. It's very educational. Oh, yeah. 1,000 people think so. Anyways, I lost more people. So I guess they were watching for the napping. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes my viewership actually goes up when I show other live streams like that. Yeah. Ralph Snyder says, peeling eggs? Yeah, the guy was peeling eggs. You can peel the shell off the eggs, and the membrane on the inside of the egg stays intact if you do it right. But you gotta be very careful not to pop the membrane. Yeah. You didn't know that? That's what it looks like to me. Do I watch live streams? Well, I used to watch, yes, I used to watch a lot of other live streams to see what people are interested in. But I gave up trying to figure out what people are interested in. Because obviously they're not interested in what I'm interested in. It's probably just the opposite. Whatever I think is bad is good, and whatever I think is good is bad for most people. So I gave up trying to figure that out. Although I could probably go by the opposite and get good views. I could do stuff that I would hate doing, and I'd get a lot of views. Yeah. I think that's what would... If I really wanted to get lots of views, I would have to do stuff that I absolutely hate. Or something totally ridiculous. Like playing that game where just you got these little silver little balls inside these little slots. And you just, with a magnet, I guess, you draw them out. And then next, you draw more out on the next with a magnet. Someone tell me what that is, because it's obviously fascinating. And I might be missing out. Yeah. Took him a long time to learn that, too. All right. See, he watched other streams to hunt with his arrow, to learn how to hunt. Yeah, I wish. Mr. Jim says completion videos are definitely a thing. I think people do things anymore and like to watch people do weird stuff. They don't. I don't think people do things anymore. Oh yeah. People have lost the interest in making stuff themselves. They just watch people, yeah. Limb to Limb says, I have a lot of charisma. Really? Limb to Limb says, I'm ADHD, so it's a run in the mill. Yeah. If you want views, put 67 somewhere in the workpiece. Oh, dang. Yeah, something I would hate to do. I'd hate to put 67 in here. Yeah. But a lot of people came back because I am actually doing Flintknapping now. So what am I going to make? It's been 1 hour and 19 minutes, and I've been napping slabs into triangles. I nap triangle slabs into triangle preforms. Which one is a Cobden? Can you figure it out? This one's a Cobden. This one is the Hornstone or Sonora shirt or something weird like that. It's got the sparklies in it. Okay. For those of you who want to know, for the inquiring minds. I remember when the Inquirer was popular, that newspaper. It was all made up stuff and it had a lot of aliens in it. But it was doing better than the regular news. When it came out, when it became public how much the Inquirer was actually making and how many sales it was getting, people they both had a epiphany and a hissy fit over the fact that the Inquirer was making millions and millions and the news was not. So guess what? The news became the Inquirer. Everybody started making up stuff for views. Everybody. So that's it. Everything is the Inquirer nowadays. Everything. It's all made up, basically. If it's not fully made up, it's at least partially made up. Yeah. There was a saying that you would use the Inquirer for lining your parrot cage. That's how valuable it was until they actually found out that they were making millions and probably in those days the value was probably close to $1 billion in today's money. Yeah, I remember that. People were saying, "What? We've been saying for years that the Inquirer is not good for anything except lining your parrot cage. Look how much money they're making." Yeah. So that's it. Oh, look at this. I can mess this thing up pretty good. You want to see me mess this up? At least the step fractures pop out easy. Yeah. How thin should I go? As thin as possible. Yeah, bro, if you can't go thin, like super duper thin, you're a loser. Yeah, I could probably go thinner, but you know. If I go thinner than this, it'd be too good for us. We're not supposed to be like tremendous experts at this. No, we're supposed to be having fun with this. We don't want no cortisol. We don't need no stinking stress hormones. Stressing that over making these things perfect. Yeah. Who needs that? Someone said, no, I need more stress in my life. No, yes, I do. I want like maximum Flintknapping stress. Please give it to me. I want more. Yeah. Sometimes that's the way it gets. Can't go thin, go home, says TJ. Yep. That's what I tell my wife. Mr. Jim. Let's see. You could want to steal cursed pirate gold? Yes. Yeah, the Explore floor. That's just the actual news these days. Backyard Farmer Japan says, my Czech grandmother had stacks of those Inquirer magazines. I used to browse those as a kid. Yeah. We had Well, when I went to the doctor's office when I was a little kid, we used to go every week or something for my allergy shots. They had the Enquirer set up in there on the magazine rack in the doctor's office. Yeah, along with all those other magazines. I remember reading about aliens. I said, man, this is ridiculous. Why do people read this stuff? Even at that age, I was very young. I was like in my early teens. Then they had celebrities and all their dirty laundry. Supposedly all their dirty laundry. You can read about all that stuff in the Enquirer. Who was divorcing who for what reasons and all that. I think they still do that, but everybody's in on it now. It's not just one magazine that was the gossip magazine. Now everything's a gossip magazine. What's cool is most of my audience is more than 50 years old, so they know what I'm talking about. If I look at the stats of who is watching my videos, it's like 50 and over. Half of my viewers are 50 and over. Yep. Most of them know what I'm talking about when I bring up old-timey stuff. Let's see here. Hey, Mac Bales, he's late, but he's here. Yep. Better late than not late. Right? Is that how it goes? No, that's not how it goes, dude. What do you got? You got ADHD or something? It's too stressful to be on time. If you're on time, you're not late, right? But it's too stressful, so you got to be late. It's less stressful. So it's better to be late than not late. Yeah. In order for me to be on time, I got to get there like 30 minutes early. I've done that before where I've sat in the parking lot because I'm way too early. I can't get in because they didn't open the doors. Yeah. So I sit in the parking lot. That's what happens when you got ADHD. It's debilitating. Because you stress out. I gotta leave early because it's just, there's too many distractions on the way up there. I gotta leave super, super early just so nothing happens. And then you get there and you have to wait. But that's better. Yeah. Supposedly. So yeah, I'd rather be late than not late. I think it's funny, okay? Sorry. Yeah. This is working out pretty good with this Cobden. Dang it. I need to get more of this Cobden stuff. Dang, if it's going to be this cooperative, I might change my viewpoints on Flintknapping. I might think it's okay. You know, Flintknapping, you're okay guy. Yeah, like that'll ever happen. Good luck. Yeah. Dude, just put some notches in it and be done. And then you can shut up. I should put some notches in it so I can be done. Yes, you're right. I'm trying to make it look nicer. Tapering it. It's, I gotta be more persnickety if I want to taper it. Put my other glasses on. I gotta put my higher power glasses on. And sharpen that copper tip. Copper tip. Yeah, sharpen the copper tip. My right shoulder is sore. But my left shoulder is going to get sore if I keep doing that. If I keep straining to pick up that sander, you know, from a weird starting position. Damn, these glasses are good. I can see what I'm doing. Dang. Maybe that's my whole problem with these tips. Solution to getting good tips is cobbed in the good glasses. Yeah. Look at that. I don't see it. There's no step fractures in sight. Remarkable. It's actually getting thinned down. No, tell me no. I clipped it on the way back up. Getting too excited. Come on. Got to get that tip tapered down without losing too much width and without clipping the tip off. Yeah, let's get that thinned down real good. Yes, yes. Yeah, like that. Yeah, good enough for now. It's thin enough for now. Yep, yep. Nice and tapered. Got about 20 minutes to put some notches in here. I don't think I'm going to sharpen this on video. Yeah. Just trim it a little bit. I already showed you guys how to sharpen anyway on one of the live streams. One of the tutorials. Yep, I got some tutorial live streams I posted recently. I'll show you guys basic sharpening. For those that don't know. Most everybody knows. Ralph Snyder says good night. Sarbear says, why tricks for beginners or any tricks for beginners? As a beginner, you should know that there are no tricks. Yeah. There are no tricks. There are no shortcuts. There are no tricks. There's no easy way out. This is not like other things that you're ever going to do. Unless you're like a day trader or a gambler or something like that. Because there's a lot of risk involved in this. Okay? Also, if you play sports, you'll kind of get the gist of what's going on. Yeah. But if you're thinking this is an art form or a handicraft or something that's as easy as learning a recipe and cooking a nice apple pie or something, you've got some serious disappointment in your future. Oh, yes. I'm not trying to discourage you. Just be ready. Yeah, you're going to need to be ready. You know. Oh, yeah, I also bought some Tums at the at the pharmacy today. I think it's funny. Why do I need Tums? Well, once in a while, I said, I ran out of Tums last time because I had like a little bit of acid reflux. Luckily, I have not had acid reflux in several months, but I had run out of my antacid tablets, and I'm sitting there going, I'm here. I might as well get some more. Yeah. So get your Tums, because you're going to be dreaming about Flintknapping, and you're going to wake up with a stomach ache or some acid reflux. My tip for you as a beginner, get some Tums or some, antacid tablets. Get some sports cream for your sore shoulders and wrists and back. There's some more tips. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Band-Aids. They're gonna call you the Band-Aid Bandit because you're gonna always have Band-Aids. If you get into Flintknapping, you're gonna have Band-Aids stashed in all different kinds of places, and if you have kids, they're gonna go, Dad, where'd you buy a pack of 100 Band-Aids? They're like everywhere. I saw 100 pack in the bathroom. Why do we need 100? It's for me. Yeah. Don't have kids? Good. Because they're going to say, Dad, the chips are all over the place. We can't go barefoot. No, you shouldn't go barefoot anyway. But it's natural. Come on. No, it's dangerous. It's Texas. You shouldn't go barefoot. Just cactus. Not just the chips. Yeah, but Dad, the chips are nasty. What are you doing? Yeah. And the way I nap, they fly everywhere. My kids are grown up now, but they used to say stuff like that once in a while. Yeah, they didn't care all that much. I'm exaggerating, but there was some accident sometimes. They would blame me. Yeah. Polluting the backyard with flakes and chips. It's a form of pollution, don't you know? It's debitage. How they deal with debitage back in the day? That's a very good question. I have no idea what they used to do. Maybe they used to bring in dirt and just dump it on the campsite on top of all the debitage. That's what I would do. Well, they also had separate areas for Flintknapping. The men would go off and do their Flintknapping in a different area because of the chips. I messed up that area right there. Anyways, yeah, I need to put in some notches. Let's see. I usually put in some basil notches. Let's see, should I put in some basil notches or oregano notches? It's a good question. For some reason, this particular flaker makes that noise when I try to file it down. It's that certain frequency. It only happens with these steel nails like this. if I hit it just right, it makes that squeaking sound. And just my luck, I always hit it just right. Now, side notches or base notches? Decisions. Oh, gosh. All right, let me see. You can look in the book, but they'll take too long. How about we don't need no stinking notches? That's always the best choice. Who says we need no stinking notches? Who says we need those stinking notches? Who says? Do I says it? I don't says it. It's too thick for that one. It usually fits in this one. So we make some notches so that we can use this one. Yeah. What kind of notches would work with this one? No stinking notches. You mean it works just like that with no stinking notches? Yeah. It works like that with no stinking notches. Lots of glue and that's it. Yeah. It would look beautiful. Stoneface says he's growing some basil in the garden. Yeah. Make sure you grow that notch variety of basil. Yeah. They have these. Let me see here. Do side notches. Just bunches of side notches so that we have lots of choices. Yeah. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I can just do multiple side notches. A multiplicity of options at our disposal. Okay, so that's the way it's gonna. That's the way it's gonna be. We're gonna do lots of side notches. Multi-notch. We'll go from we don't need no stinking notches to we're gonna do a lot of them. Yeah, in a little bit of time we got 10 minutes. Make 10 notches in 10 minutes. Yes? Speed notching. Oh, this notches nicely. I think I'm going to get more Cobden. Watch the Cobden not be this good next time I get it. I think people like to make those corner notch points out of the Cobden. They put the nice serrations in the sides. Come on. I just touched that. Okay. I touched that little barb right there and knocked a little bit off. I hate when I do that. It looks like we lost a little bit of the continuity of the live stream. It says that it was spinning. So, hopefully, you didn't miss any wisdom that I was talking about. Yeah, wisdom and knowledge. You missed it? Dang it. I revealed all my secrets and all my tips. And you missed it because the live stream wasn't steady. There was some interruptions in the feed. Oh well. See if we can make people's teeth hurt with the sound that this makes. Wasn't that good? Doesn't that sound great? It bugs me too, don't worry. We can all share in the misery of that sound. Yeah, we're just crunching in the notches. That's the way we roll here on this channel. Come on, it's gonna do it. Is that what you're gonna do? It's gonna do little step fractures that can't be pushed out or they can't be picked. Okay, there it goes. Let's see if that notch is deep enough to touch the wood on the sides. Yes, almost. We'll see. We'll just keep going. See how it goes on the other side. Am I going to make a spear? Yeah, everything's a spear. Everything. Am I breathing into the microphone? People don't want to see the notching, I guess. Either that or I'm breathing into the microphone. I haven't even checked. Ralph says this is looking pretty good. Thanks. See, when I put my fancy glasses on, I get really close to the phone because I got to bend. I got to crouch further down, and then I start breathing into the microphone. I think that's why we lost some people. Yeah, that's my theory. It's not because I don't know what I'm doing. Nope. It's because of that noise. Just pretend it's a little cricket. Yeah, the crickets are out this time of year. I really needed to check the audio and see if that fan is making a mess with the audio. It should not be because it's not directly on the camera. It's not directly on the camera phone. That's good enough for depth of notch. Yeah. But we're going to put in some more notches now that we have some time. We got 2 minutes left. Put in some extra notches. Yeah, extra notches. Why? I don't know. Because they look cool. Yeah, it doesn't need to be all that symmetrical. No. If we put in 10 notches, it'll be a mystical point with special powers with all those notches. Magical, mystical, notched point. Yes, that's why they put extra notches in it, right? Back in the day, they'd use a bunch of extra notches for some of these. Saw teeth? Yeah. Whatever you want to call it, it's okay with me. You want to call it saw teeth? Yep. You want to call it mystical notches? You can call it mystical notches. That's what I get for trying to make the notch bigger. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We'll just leave it. It's already 2 hours. Okay. What are the extra notches for? I don't know. I would not wrap it using those extra notches. The 2 main notches are good enough. Yeah. The 2 primary notches are good enough. Yeah, I have a napping list. Let's see, will it cut the string that holds it? If you use string, yes, but if you use sinew, it doesn't cut it. See, if you use sinew, even if it's sharp in there, it doesn't cut this. Because you wrap it loosely first, kind of loose, and it shrinks. The sinew will shrink as it dries. Okay, it doesn't cut the sinew. And I'm not going to wrap it in the small notches. The small notches are just for decoration. Yeah, it does. I guess it does make the wound worse because these notches will catch and tear when it goes into a fleshy area. These notches will cut and tear their way through. Yeah, making the wound worse. But this, you know what this is, right? This is backstrap sinew from elk. It's very strong. That's what I would wrap it with. And I can wrap it if there's enough people wanting me to wrap it on video. So who's looking for a Knapping? What state? Yeah, that material is good. It's cobbed and TJ says, I think the extra notches make the blood flow more freely. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Leg or back tendons? Back tendons. Off the back straps. Along the back. This is from the, what they call the silver skin off of the back straps. Drumbo says he's in Calgary, Canada. Whoops, sorry. There's only one Knapping in Canada. Yeah. And I forget where it is. It's not in Calgary. But you just start your own. Just invite a few people over. Or you can, you know, travel to the United States. There's a, I don't know where Calgary is. Is it east or west? If you can get to New York, there's 4 Knappings a year in New York. But you're probably not on the Montreal side. You're probably on the other side of the country. I don't know. Yeah, you're on west. There's lots of Knappings in Oregon, California, and Washington State. So, you know, I wouldn't say lots, but there are Knappings in the States. Otherwise, just watch my videos. I've got literally thousands of videos from the time that near when I first started napping all the way to the present day. I've been doing this for 15 years on videos. If you go back to some of my original videos, you can see the struggles that I went through, or you can see the skill that I had back then, and it's good that I do have those old videos because it's more relatable to new guys. Mm-hmm. Drumbo says, wrap it. Wrap. Mm-hmm. 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 So, but there's not many people watching. What does moving the spearhead back and forth like that do? Moving it back and forth like this or like this? I'm moving it back and forth so I can see if it fits. And it looks like it fits pretty good. But I move it like this so I can show you that there's some room. You need room to maneuver so you can make it straight. Do you ever craft anything with obsidian? Oh, yes. We got lots of obsidian stuff. We just not right now. If you look in some of my previous auctions, I have auctions that I do on my channel. Just look at my channel, and the videos are mostly auctions, the latest ones. And there's a lot of obsidian pieces that I've made in the auctions. But all I've got today are stuff like this, partially made obsidian stuff. These are not finished. Okay, this one is finished. Except for the sharpening. I need to sharpen this a little bit better. But these are not finished, but these are obsidian. Okay. Mm-hmm. Drumbo says you're 100% my teacher. Well, thank you for saying that. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. All right, so I think I'm going to say good night. So if there's no more questions, I'm going to say good night, and yep. So there's some more obsidians down here. The obsidian comes in all sorts of colors and types. It's not just one color. In case you didn't know. But these are I just started these. So you've got the darker banded ones, you got a lighter colored banded ones, you got some that are almost transparent, and some that are very dark. And they've got these little inclusions, phenocrysts or something like that. This is all natural obsidian that you find in the ground in Oregon, Glass Buttes, Oregon. I'm pretty sure all of this is from Glass Buttes, Oregon. Jeff says good night. Let's see. Jim Cooper says there's a message for Drumbo. Yeah, 15 years of napping alone in his dark napping hole, but now it's time for war. Yeah. JJ knows. And today's Monday night. Some of you guys look like you're little kids. What are you doing up so late? Okay, so I'm looking for questions in the chat. I don't see no questions. Let me look in here since this is probably better. No, not that way. But there. See. Yeah, here we go. 6 a.m. in the morning here, says JJ. Oh, dang. I keep forgetting you're overseas. Backyard farmer. 1 p.m. in Japan burned half my day. Oh, dang. Very interesting. So we have internationals in the house. I gotta remember. JJ, are you from JJ? I can't remember where you're from. Let's see. So Ralph says he's off for the next few days. Cool. That guy pops up, and the guy that I can see there he is again. There's another live stream with this guy with tattoos, and he keeps popping up in the distance. Let's see. What is he up to? He's up to making funny faces. Oh, eating eggs or something. Look, he's got 466 views. He's more interesting than I am. What else we got? We don't want to. Well, somebody's watching that one. Let's see. Police, regular people. We got lobster fishing and fishing for eels. Yep. Spooky video. That's over 1,000 people watching that one. Yeah. All these are more interesting than my videos. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should give up. Yeah. No one likes my videos. Let's see where. I need to get back to the live stream. Hold on a second. There it is. Let's see. There I am. Okay. A Maureen is not an eel. Okay, sorry. It looks like an eel to me. Moray eel is not an eel, but they call it a moray eel. Backyard farmer says, ship me some chert, bro. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I don't have any chert to ship. It's all mine. I don't ship it out unless I sell it in the auction. I can put some chert in the auction if you remind me next week. I have an auction every Monday. Creek Ninja Landry says everyone else is weird, but not us. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put some chert in the auction. Let me write that down. Next week I'll put a lot of chert because people are going to be fighting over it. Boxes of chert flakes. Okay, all I have is flakes. Chert flakes. Boxes of chert flakes. I'll put it in the next auction. So today's 17th, so it'll be like the 24th. Something like that. Make a stone fish hook. JJ says make a stone fish hook. Yeah. Yep. Any good workable flint. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Brandon Petty says hi. You just made it to the end of the live stream. You're 15 minutes late because I was supposed to end 15 minutes ago. But you made it. Yep. Now you know what to rewatch because I'm going to say goodnight. Yeah, I'm getting ready to say goodnight. There's usually somebody that comes in at the very end. Okay, the guy with the tattoos is a clown. I see. Oh, JJ's in Germany. Okay, now I remember. Yes. Wow, 6 a.m. in the morning. Wow. Knapping info, Canada, south of Calgary. Well, maybe there is one there. This is the time of the year for nap-ins, so hopefully you'll be able to find one that's within a reasonable distance. Brandon says, I hope you all been well. Yeah, most of us have been pretty good. Backyard Farmer says, thanks for everything. You're very welcome. Yep, bye-bye, everybody. Take care. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. No more questions, I see. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night. I have a live stream every night. So, well, here in the United States, it's nighttime. It's midnight for me right now. I'm in Vermont, USA. Okay, Explore Florida says later. Later. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.